Hello everyone, and welcome to another sketchbook tour. This is March edition, and I have to say, this is sketchbook stuff, but I want to go off and absolutely tell everyone that I don't think that this is an actual sketchbook. Okay, so it isn't a sketchbook, but what has happened in here is the fact that I've been doing my 10-minute challenges from YouTube, and you've probably seen it, the Draw With Me series. If not, please check some of them out. I would much appreciate it. And this is a sketchbook that I've done from the 10-minute challenges, and I would put in another 5-6 minutes to clean it up. So these are a lot more finished than what I would say would go into a regular sketchbook. If you look at some of my other sketchbooks, you will see, sketches. But this has become more of an art book, but it is my sketchbook. It is a sketchbook. There are lots of problems still in here, but I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there because I am a huge soapbox person when it comes to artists telling people, it's hey, look at my sketchbook, and everything's all finished, right? So in my sketch art book, I guess. But yeah, so there you go. There's a disclaimer. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with my book that I was able to finish in March. So, but yeah, so, well, this, as you can see, it started in 2022, but it's only 2 pages, and then right after that, I put this away and drew something else, and so, anyway, so this is Jean Grey. This was the new character from Black Panther, whose name I cannot remember, but he looked cool, so I went ahead and drew it. And then, so it started for Black History Month, right, over in the challenge. And so it was doing a lot of black characters in comics. And so it's Storm, and then Black Panther, Ironheart, which character I think is really cool. I really like Ironheart. I think that they should really push on this for Iron Man. She was a really cool character, even in Black Panther movie, right? I thought her character was awesome, and I hope to see this version of Ironheart in the movies. I hope she gets her own show, or at least a little bit more prominent airtime, because I think this design was really cool. Now, when I was doing these, I decided that it would be cool to just do some of the more retro or older versions of the character. So this is actually what Blade used to look like. It made me happy to do that. And then we got a little bit of Static Shock, which I thought, he's a really cool character, and they should do more with him. And then, in the same universe and milestone, we went ahead and did Icon. John Stewart for Green Lantern. I got schooled on why he was supposed to be so cool. I got introduced to him, and it was just kind of meh. He makes giant fists. And it was in the cartoon, and I get that, and it was just meh. But then in the cartoon, when they all turned to be kids, they all turned into kids, and he was able to do these, really cool mechs and all that kind of stuff. So as he was a child, he was all super creative, and then he went back to being an adult, and it was here's my fist, here's my wall. Old school Black Lightning. A little bit of Spawn. My favorite character, Bishop, and it's got to be, Jerry Coral Bishop. It doesn't have to be, right? It really doesn't, but I think that's my favorite version. And then Signal, I like this character. I like the design of this character, so I had to make sure that I drew Signal in there. And then Brother Voodoo, didn't know much about Brother Voodoo, but thought he was pretty cool, so I drew him. And then Steel. Was it McFarlane? McFarlane just dropped. I don't know which one it was, but they did Steel, and I was like, I might actually pick up Steel. That one looked really cool. Miles Morales Spider-Man, by the way, without a paint pen. All right, without an official paint pen. Trying to do this version of Miles Morales is so hard, so tedious. It actually makes me go out and buy makes me want to go out and buy a red paint pen for when I do that. But I think the next time I draw Miles Morales like this, it's going to be the newer version, the pink version, right, with the hood and stuff. That was cool. And then Aquaman, Aqualad, who's really cool in Young Justice, just one of the cooler characters. So he definitely made the list. And then Nubia, and then War Machine. I probably should have put like a giant cannon back here, right? I might go back and do that and just add a cannon, because he kind of looks lonely without it, right? Really got to push the idea of War Machine, so I might have to do that. Just put some type of gun back here. Original recipe Falcon. And see, and here's the thing, still trying to figure out how much of the things that I want to show, right? Like just how much of that show. The shoulder is probably the hardest, not the hardest part, but is the most aggravating part of doing these drawings, is just trying to figure out, it's like, how much do I show? Do I actually draw out a little bit more arm? So far I've been doing just the shoulders, but and this is Power Man, a Luke Cage, old school. And then oh my goodness, what was his name? Blue, what was his name? Blue. Oh my goodness, see, this is bad. I'm looking through my pages now, I'm like, I know I wrote it down. Blue Marvel. As you can tell, I didn't know much about this character. Mr. Terrific. I always see him in cosplay, it's really cool. And then Nick Fury, of course, Sam Jackson version. Needed to definitely get a hold of that. Firestorm, I think is a really cool character, and I think this one came out really nice. Like, I like this one a lot. Misty Knight. Spectrum. Cloak. I like how this one came out too. I think that's cool. And then some of the, I mean, my favorite, King Grayskull. I love when they introduced him in the new He-Man series. King Grayskull, right? It was awesome. And then Panthro, because I was like, Panthro, if you don't know, Panthro's black. So, so that was my Black History Month. And then started drawing X-Men. So of course, you know, I've got to start off with Wolverine. And old school Cyclops. Colossus. Nightcrawler. Then we did Magneto. I like the villains. I like villains more than I like the heroes. Archangel, which is actually pretty fun to draw. And then we went to Mystique. See, it's his shoulder. Just I don't know. And then Emma Frost. I think that's the last one. Yep, Emma Frost. So as you can see, there's these 10-minute drawings. It's great practice, right? And then coming back in to clean it up 5 extra minutes to make sure the blacks are black and the lines line up and stuff like that. But so it is practice. It does belong in the sketchbook because it is 10 minutes. There's lots of mistakes here, you know, doing it with Sharpie. And so there's, like I said, there's lots of mistakes here. So I do believe that it does belong in the sketchbook category, but a lot of it is really tight And I try and tell my students, like, look, not everything has to be super tight in your sketchbook because it is where you make mistakes. And I look at this and I see a lot of things that I need to fix. So that's why you're getting it as a sketchbook. Well, thank you all so very, very much for checking out another version or another episode of my sketchbook tours. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back for the next one because there are more to come. I've been doing these 10-minute challenges every single day, so there are more to come, and I hope that you're willing to check them out. Thank you all so very much. And before I forget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every time that I drop new content. Would love for you guys to join me and this YouTube community. The main thing, I finally started looking at analytics, and I saw that only like 13% of the people who are watching my videos are subscribed. So please, if you are interested and you like my work, hit that subscribe button and the bell, and I will see you at the next episode.